Hospital, Coimbatore. Hariharan working in Coimbatore. Dr. Priyadarshini in Chennai. Dr. Arun Kumar Sahu from Rourkela, and Dr. Vanishri Chandran from Chennai. And meet our course directors, Dr. Tapas Kumar Sahu and Dr. Sanant Das. Both are very, what do you say, love to teach, and their love for teaching is what this 360-degree academy, critical care academy, led to the birth of this academy. And finally, a number of courses. We have IDCCM, we have EDIC1, EDIC2, we have top courses. So, we have got you all covered, especially because there are certain places where academics may not be happening regularly or classes. So for those students, I feel this is going to be, these courses are going to be a very big benefit. Now, your practical exams will be actually in two parts. You are going to have 2 clinical cases of 40 marks each, so roughly around 80 marks, and you have 6 workstations of 20 marks each. So it will be total 120 marks. Now, for your practical, remember the pass mark is 50% in both the categories. So in the clinical cases, at least you have to get 40, and in your workstations, you have to get at least 60. And passing in each of these heads individually is compulsory. It's not like overall, if you have got more in one category and the other you have got less, you cannot compensate like that. And remember, in your workstation, there are 2 workstations, ACLS and airway stations. In that, separately passing each of the station is mandatory. There is no ifs and buts in that. To pass the exam, you have to be good at these 2 stations. So what is our plan actually, for this course? So today we are having a free webinar right now. Our course starts from tomorrow. So from 12th of April, we are starting. From 12th of April to 21st of April, actually, we have we'll be planning some few case presentations to give you an idea as to what type of cases come in the exam and how are you supposed to answer, how are the vignettes framed, how are the questions framed, to give you an idea. So we'll discuss little 2-3 tough cases. We'll try, because the thing is we don't want you to bug you also with too many classes, because the time is very less, right? From 12th to only 21st April, that is 9 days. So 9 days having 3 live classes may be difficult. We'll try to have 1 live class to help you as to how to attempt or how to answer the questions, how to organize yourself before answering. And probably the other 2 we'll try to record and make it available for you in the Google Drive, so that at least you can access it in your free time. And in case you're, you live session, there's always a tension that I might miss it, I might not be able to fully concentrate. So we'll try out of those 3 case sessions, at least 1 to keep live and 2 to keep it recorded. If possible, more of live and recorded, depending on your enthusiasm, your involvement, and your timings. We don't want you burden out. 21st to 27th of April, we have kept your first mock exam. Now, this mock exam is not going to be a recorded mock exam. All of us faculties will be giving our time slots to you. You have to select your suitable time slot and tell us which slot you can give your mock 1. Mock 1 will be only available from 21st and 27th April. As I said that in your exam, there will be 2 cases and 6 stations. It's not possible for us to take 2 cases and 6 stations, because we'll have to take so many candidates, and in 6 days we have to finish many. And some days, we have taken exams at practical exams, live Zoom sessions at midnight 12 also. What we will try to do is we'll at least keep 1 case for you. And from the 6 stations, we'll put 6 spotters for you, OSCEs for you, so that almost a near about exam, you will be giving the exam in a tight 1-hour schedule. You'll be giving it, you'll be answering us. We'll be asking you the questions like an IDCCM examiner to make you feel how is it during the exam, and you will be answering to us. At the end, we will tell you what is the feedback for your performance, and you will be also getting a pre-recorded video of the discussion of those questions whichever you have faced in the exam. So mock exam debrief video will be given to you, recorded one. 30th April to 6th of May will be your mock 2, and then 10th and 11th will be your final practical exams. I know because many of you may not have exam centers in your city. You need to travel, so you'll be traveling on 9th. We want to finish everything by 6th, so that 7th and 8th you are free and you are not tensed. I know it's very difficult right now to think what are we going to study, how are we going to start and all. So table vivas, you don't need to worry. Table vivas, we have already, pre-recorded and kept many table vivas for you. Right now, we have 21 table viva, almost roughly videos for you. We are going to add more of that. We are making sure that we have covered the most common table vivas, right from ACLS to, we have covered even CSF analysis for you, body fluids analysis, ICP monitoring, neuroradiology, thoracic radiology, abdomen x-rays and chest x-rays. Even we have covered EtCO2 and pulse oximeters, ventilator graphics, hemodynamic monitoring. As much as possible, we have tried, we'll cover. Based on the feedback from the previous batches also, we are going to add few more table viva videos, few case presentations like I said, and 2 grand mock test IDCSM pattern with real-time examiners and feedback end session. We do not want you even to bug you too much, because in this short amount of time you have to go through your case presentations, your table viva. So it's a lot of this thing, but trust me, this is the only 1 month where you need to just stay more focused, because this 1 month is going to change your lives. Be positive. Very rarely people don't clear practicals. If you just stay focused from now on, I know I'm not telling you to study 24 hours a day. We'll help you as much as possible, but you have to stay focused. This 1 month, you have to give your best. For case presentations, I will suggest you can go through Dr. Atul Kulkarni's very famous book, Case-Based Presentation book. There are a number of books actually, but there is no point going through 100 books. You go through the case-based book. Along with that, you can, go through the Washington or O's, which you had read for the exam. And along with that, a table viva videos. So this should cover your cases, and along with that, your table vivas. Apart from that, we will be also sharing important points or notes which about every case, suppose like if you are dealing with a case of COPD, what questions you are going to be commonly asked. So WhatsApp group is going to remain very, very active. I always request all of you to please put up your doubts, keep us on our toes. We are there here to dedicate our time to you. Please put up your doubts in the group so that we can answer anything. This 1 month will be a time of hard work for you and for us also, because we have to make sure that you are always activated to answer. Because after 6th of May, once you finish your mock 2, 7th and 8th should be resting and just looking through the prior topics. Try to make small notes, you can try to even make your own, you can make a WhatsApp group, or you can make your Telegram channel. I would prefer a Telegram channel, because that channel can be a private channel where what you can do important stuff. Suppose you read about, IM and IV regimen for this thing, preeclampsia, magnesium, how to give. What are the different regimens? Now you want to revise it. So what I used to do when I had prepared for my IDCCM practicals was, in Telegram, I had made channels. So I had made like ICU, OBG. So whatever important photos or points I felt I will need to look through, because every time I can't carry a book in the hospital and roam around, I used to keep those pointers and those notes in the Telegram channel in ICU, OBG. And whenever I got free from my time in ICU, and if I was simply sitting even for 15 minutes, I got some time, I used to just look through that. So like for cardiology, I had put all those classic ECGs or some Brugada's criteria I wanted to look at. For SP, I used to put up some graphic if I came across and I felt like, no, I should remember, I should read this again. For antibiotics, important this thing. So that means if you create, no, that will be easy for revision, because book is very difficult for you to carry all the time. Definitely when you go back, try to read one case from that case-based book. Go system-wise. Start with RS, then go to neuro, list out all the cases. Everything will be provided to you in the WhatsApp group during preparation. Go system wise, neuro, these cases I need to finish. I need to look at meningitis. I need to look at ischemic stroke. I need to look at hemorrhagic stroke, SAH, neuromuscular diseases, all that. So that is how you should go. But apart from that, this idea, what I told you about, small notes or photos, make a Telegram channel or probably make a folder in your phone and put it everything system wise, so that whenever you get time, you sit and prepare, right? So like if I look at system wise, the case list in neuro, there's ischemic stroke, ICH, SAH, TBI, neuromuscular diseases, meningitis, status epilepticus. Gastro, you have pancreatitis, DCLD, upper low GI bleed, acute liver failure. Now understand, your cases are never going to be, like a full case of TBI. So the first vignette will be a case from this system list which I have given to you. Then there'll be a second vignette, which will be, suppose a case of TBI had come. He stayed in the ICU. So initial vignette will be 6 questions about TBI. How will you manage? What are the secondary insults you'll look after? What advice you are going to give your nursing staff? Grading of TBI. What are the CT criteria and all that? Second vignette will be that this TBI patient suddenly became febrile, high oxygen requirement. So he developed a VAP. So the next question will be about VAP. The third vignette can be, now this patient had a prolonged stay in the ICU. So either he underwent a tracheostomy. So it will be about post-tracheostomy care, indications of tracheostomy. How do you take care of tracheostomy? When do you plan to decannulate? Or suppose this patient had suddenly a cardiac arrest. So what do you do? What is your post-cardiac arrest? How do you resuscitate? What are your ACLS protocols? How do you manage a post cardiac arrest patients? They can ask you a little bit about TTM. Very rarely they ask about trials in IDCSIM. It depends on the examiner. Trust me, if the patient is I'm really sorry, if the examiner is asking you about a trial, then you should be happy because you must have answered everything. That's why he has gone to a trial. So be prepared, keep reading. So this is how your vignettes are going to progress. So cardio, you can have MI, heart failure, PE. Respiratory, you can start with CAP, ARDS, COPD, asthma. Toxicology, OP poisoning, TCAs, endocrine, DK, HHS, myxedema, coma. I myself, my first case was actually a DK, which finally progressed to pneumonia, and then he got extubated and all. And my second case was a COPD, and he was a prolonged stay in ICU, difficult weaning, and then finally went into nosocomial sepsis, septic shock. So how do you give end of life care in ICU? Those are the two cases I had got. I'll be sharing my notes also in the group, which I had made during my IDCCM, which I have done with all the previous batches. So hopefully it will be of help to you. There'll be cases on polytrauma, burns, neutropenic sepsis, necrotizing fasciitis. Sepsis, septic shock can come with any case. Pregnancy, you can have PPH and preeclampsia. So there'll be a mix of cases. Okay. Special topics in further vignettes to be covered can be post-cardiac arrest, end-of-life care, brain-dead declaration, abdominal compartment syndrome with a pancreatitis case, VAP, CLAPSI, refeeding syndromes, Clostridium difficile infection, DIC, rhabdomyolysis, weaning. Recently, they have started asking about ECMO and post-solid organ transplant. Now, you don't need to worry in case your first vignette you have not been able to answer well. Don't need to worry. Don't panic. You have 2 more vignettes. Sometimes the next two vignettes might not be very directly related, okay, to your first vignette. You can still catch up and score marks. Be simple, organize your answers. Think for 5 seconds before you're answering, what am I going to answer to this question? Don't just start blabbering out whatever comes out in your mind. Because of that, what is going to happen? You are going to miss out on a lot of important points. Your table vivas, the first table will be ACLS, BLS, airway. These are the most important tables, the table 1 and 2. Drugs, it can be antibiotics, sedatives, muscle relaxants, emergency drugs, antiarrhythmics. You have instruments, you can have instruments from like this hemodynamic monitoring and other your ET tubes and everything. You can have ECG, ABG, imaging, and you have hemodynamic monitoring. So these are your 6 tables. The table viva lists, like what we usually we are prepared for right now is oxygen delivery devices, IV fluids, antimicrobials, imaging, chest fluids, body fluids analysis, chest drains, ICP waveforms, ETCO2 pulse oximeter, airway devices. We have covered ROTEM and TEC because apparently one center in, I think, Bombay or something got asked that. So those people were very happy that we had covered it, though none of the other centers in India got asked that. ABG, ECG, Artline, PA-CAT, CVP. We have covered all of this actually. Muscle relaxant, sedation, antiarrhythmics, ACLS, BLS, TPN also we have covered, NIV, ventilator, waveforms. So these were the inputs which I got from my last batch. They had wrote that, at the end of our feedback session that, ma'am, to all the faculties they had written that sirs and ma'ams, majority topics were covered by the videos. So they had questions like, if you see this ventilator graph, what are you going to do? So in OSCE, remember, if they put a ventilator graphic, there will be 2 questions associated with it. One will be to identify. Second will be, what are you going to do? So 2 questions, simple ones. They're not going to bug you with like 10 questions with one thing. Or an outline trace or a IABP graph, CRRT figure, So CRRT was one thing we had not prepared last time because nobody had gotten asked CRRT and ECMO prior. So this time we are planning to include even CRRT and ECMO because even my own students who had given the IDCCM exam, they told that they were asked CRRT and ECMO. They had some basic idea because of our setup, so they could answer. But they were not judged much on that because CRRT and ECMO may not happen in every center. So otherwise, they had answered everything really well and they felt it was a cakewalk for them. Drug questions were also very standard, but as I said, if you're given adrenaline, they're going to ask you two things. I had adrenaline in my exam, and the only two questions I was asked are, where are you going to use this drug? Indications. Second, how will you reconstitute this drug? Tell us the dilution. So if it is an antibiotic, they can ask you which group of antibiotics, mechanism of action. The second question can be like, what group of organisms it is going to cover. So success needs preparation. Nothing comes easy in life. Nothing comes free in life. As I told, this 1 month, you have to like stay focused. Just this 1 month, hold your breath. Do not deviate from all the hard work you had done for your theory. Just last moment, don't give up. You need to just keep yourself calm and finish it off. Just 1 more month and then I think life will be easier. I agree, learning never ends. Studies don't still end. I'm still learning. But after getting my IDCCM degree, at least you feel you are somewhere placed in life right now and you feel better. Any questions? If anyone wants to ask, I'll stop sharing. I hope I think I've spoken a lot, but it's okay. I had to convince you people. Dr. Tapas sir is there and Dr. Priyadarshini is there. They can also add a few words.
Yeah, so Alisa, you have compiled it very well, and I know the candidates are ready to fight for the battle. It's a matter of pride that you will be just like having almost, I think, 1 month time. Alisa, when will be the exam?
Sir, May 10th and 11th.
May 10th and 11th. So it is just, I think, around 29 days to go.
Exactly 1 month
So
actually.
yes, so you have to be really spending these next 29 days very wisely and in a very, I would say, mentored way. And Lisa and team are ready to support you. So if you have any doubt, they are there to like support you at any point of time. So if you have any doubts at this time, I'm just leaving this to you all. And Lisa and the team will be definitely helping you to crack the exam.
Priya, you
But
want to
one thing I can add before I leave to Alisa, in my experience, I have been to like the DRNB exams also and IDCSM exam also in the practical. So theory is actually the difficult part. Like, you have already succeeded in the theory. So the practical, if you know the format, the strategy, and what will be the questions that is coming in the different tables and the viva. So it is all like the clinical vignettes and the tables, the questions have their specific answer. So you have to just touch base with the points. Then you will get all these marks. So it's not having the examiner would be having some biased approach towards So it would be you are answering, the answers is in there the iPad or in the system or in the paper they have been provided, and you will get the marks. Yeah.
Priya, you want to say something?
Yeah.
He's only Priya is there today.
So yeah, congrats everybody on the results. We're all very happy and very happy that we could be a part of your success. So yeah, as Tapas sir says, theory is the most difficult part. Practical is going to be a cakewalk. You guys are already well versed with the topics and the clinical stuff. So it is going to be a cakewalk. We are here to help you anytime. So this will also help you if you're planning to prepare for your EDIC exams. You're planning to give that. So this is going to be really helpful for that also. So this is going to be easy. Trust me. Practicals are definitely easy. So yeah, that's it.
Last time
Anytime, any doubts? Yeah.
98% people have cracked, I think, in the practical. Alisa?
Last time was 100%. Our
100%.
theory is
One
slightly
candidate
lesser
didn't
than
appear. One candidate didn't appear. That's why it was overall 98, but
whoever
100% people have
appeared,
cleared.
they all cleared. So
Yeah.
theory always there is a mixed result because
Yes.
the pattern changes and everything. But practicals, like since the time we have started, practicals, whoever has appeared have cleared. Because especially that the mock exams, especially which we take those 2 face-to-face mock exams online in Zoom, that really prepares them for a, you know,
And the most important thing you have not like no announced, I think, to the team. Maybe they know. So the topper IDCSM at the national level is from the team that Alisa, Priyadarshini, they have all mentored. So Dr. Suchishmita Paul from Guwahati. So she scored highest mark and she was also felicitated, awarded at the national conference in Criticare Kochi. So that was something I think we all like know are proud of. Yeah.
so somebody has asked about the logbook. I would ask you to please talk to Shabana and ISCCM because I'm not sure whether they check logbooks or not, though we have filled it up every year. That part, I think you have to talk to Shabana from ISCCM Education Wing. She's going to tell you. And Dr. Abdul has asked, I was late to join the session. Don't worry, this is a free webinar. It's being recorded. So the recorded session will be available. And we are starting the course strictly from tomorrow. Very less time left. So, you know, join fast so that you can avail the benefits. Don't join at the last moment, the last 1 to 2 weeks, and then you don't know what to study and what not to study. Last time it was like prior to practical, 1 week, I just felt like a mother because I was literally messaging and, you know, counseling people even at night because they were messaging, ma'am, we don't know what to do. I'm just 1 week left. I have 2 weeks left. I don't know what to study and what not to. And it was very difficult to, you know, like handle so many messages. So I will suggest, you know, so that you join in time on time so that, you know, you can avail the benefits and read with us and you have a smooth journey ahead. If there is nothing, then we will end the webinar. Any issues, you can contact Mr. Navneet. There are numbers written on the flyer, who's a part of our technical team. Or you can directly message me also if there are any issues. We'll be happy to address them. We don't want to keep you waiting because from tomorrow, every second and every hour counts for you.
Yeah, spend the 29 days wisely, and after the 29 days on, I think maybe 35th day you will be celebrating with us. Okay, don't worry. Okay.
Take care, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. Good night. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.